Broadcasting live from Youngville, North Carolina and Ontario, Canada, this is Got Mead Live, a weekly show where Vicky Rowe and AJ Ehrmitz bring you the mead news, meadery info, and mead making discussions from all over, talking with mead makers, mead owners, industry mavens, and influencers. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly podcast about mead and the people who love it and where the mead world is going. And now here are your hosts, Got Mead owner Vicky Rowe and mead and wine maker AJ Ehrmitz.
Welcome to this pre-recorded episode of Got Mead Live. We are talking with Krzysztof Jarek and Mateusz Błaszczyk, and I'm sorry guys, I can't do my Polish name pronunciation. It's terrible. And they are founders and runners of the Mead Madness Cup, which is right now, I think, the largest mead competition in the world, and the European Mead Makers Association conference. So we're glad to have them on. The competition and the conference are coming up in this month, and it's going to be really good. Wish I could go. So let's go ahead and go see this. Oh, and this will be posted on all of our platforms. We're pre-recording because our normal time is middle of the night for these guys, and they didn't want to stay up, so we're doing this now. But let's check in on what we're drinking. Doing this a little different, so sorry, my pacing is off. So, Kevin, you got work to do yet, so no booze.
Yeah. So I'll start. I'm just having water. It's barely noon here, and still have to be with people and do things this afternoon. So, taking a break.
Yeah. Okay. AJ, anything?
Yeah, I pulled out a bottle of my Chateau Chevette Raspberry Chipotle mead that had been mixed with some Crime Against Bray's 1 month mead. It tastes very fruity, and you'd think the heat would have subsided by now, but holy God, it's hot as ever, even diluted. So I'm just going to enjoy my stinking hot fruit bomb over here.
There you go.
How about you?
I'm finishing off a bottle of Charm City Meadworks strawberry ginger, and it was one that I opened when in the mead class I was teaching a couple of weeks ago to my one of my beekeeping groups. And it's 12% still off dry. Had it around 8 years, and the nose is still really nice, bright strawberry. You got just a hint of the ginger spice in there. And when you taste it, and this is partly because strawberry and 8 years old, it's more of a stewed strawberry, so kind of like pie strawberry, after it's been cooked. Mm-hmm. And so not as bright, but it's got a nice honey sweetness underneath. The finish is long and gingery, and you get just a hint of strawberry running through there. So it's held up pretty well considering. And I'm going to say, normally strawberry meads don't last this long, so got to give them props for that for sure. But Charm City Meadworks, folks, charmcitymeadworks.com. What about you guys, maTEJ and Chris? You're done working now, right? I mean, for your job. So.
Yeah, for our jobs, but yeah, for last couple of weeks we've been all the time on, and we try, running the conference. But yes, without good mead, I don't think so. I will survive. So thanks for having us. I try to figure out how long since we've been last time. I think it was good few years.
Yeah, I think because it was. I know I did it when I was staying at Bobby's. At Bob Slonzi's place. Hang on, and I'll find out for you here.
When you 2021 or something like that.
Was it 2021?
I think so.
Checking my records.
But back to your question, what do I drink? I drink Trójniak, Polish Trójniak with cherry, red and black currant, gooseberries and smoked apple from the Quantus Santis Meadery in Poland. It's the small meadery run by guy Andrzej Kozak. Andrzej before was the honey mead maker, and he do it amazing meads. He was multi-medalist. He won grand champions, and a couple years ago he decided to do it mead as a professional, but still in small batches. and they are real good. And I think the name Quantum Santis, it's Latin, and it means
sounds like it.
exactly how should be, or something like perfect amount of ingredients, and that's how his meats taste. They are real great balance on every aspect, which is amazing.
That's really nice, and I'm a little jealous because I'm down to like my last few bottles of good Polish mead. So I guess I'm gonna have to come back soon.
Or try making some.
Yeah. Yeah, but I want an excuse to go to Poland.
Nice. Well, I'll just tell you quickly what I'm drinking. I'll be a bit controversial. I'm not on mead.
Hang on, you sound really muted or fuzzy.
That's odd.
We can't you sound like you're across the room. I can see that you're not, but you sound like you're across the room.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a mask on. You don't have COVID, do you?
No. It's funny because obviously, I'm using the headset, which I'm using for work and everything.
No, it sounds, Chris, like your headset is not connect. So.
Yeah, it does. You're very yeah. We can't really hear what you're saying.
Yeah, well, it definitely is connected. So.
Oh, now it's a little bit better. So I don't know if you move closer to the speaker or microphone.
No, it's always been like that. So I don't know why. It's probably just technology. I said I'm using it every day, and it's never fails. But anyway, if you can hear me okay, as I'm a bit controversial, I'm not on meat today. I've actually poured myself a dram of San Remy's French brandy.
What? I'm sorry, Chris. You're so fuzzy. I don't know what it is, but your audio is so fuzzy. We can't really make out what you're saying.
Maybe let Chris take care of his audio, and I can, we can keep going with the show, and I'm sure he's gonna figure out what to fix it.
Yeah.
Maybe different set, Chris, of the microphone.
Yeah, I see Chris on here twice actually. Okay. So yeah, when is everything happening? I know you guys are really busy with all the planning and everything. When is the actual event?
Well, the event is the 19th begins on the 19th of February. And 19th of February and 20th of February, it's the Mead Madness Cup, which is pretty much judging, and on the evening we got sharing bottles dinner. And 21st, that's the main event when we got all day of conference, lectures, some shows as well. And on the evening we got big dinner, big award ceremony, when we're gonna announce the winners of Mead Madness Cup, and all meads left over from the competition, they going to the tables. So lots of bottles, and we there's no way, like, even if we got experienced mead makers in the room, we got already nearly 200 people in the room. There's no way that they can drink all of that. So the entry for conference is still open. So if someone decide help us and came to Poland, please do.
I wish I could.
With that in mind, if you had somebody who wanted to participate and enter at this point in time, and they were planning to attend, would they be able to actually hand deliver their entries without doing the shipping? How do you accommodate that so close to the competition?
Okay, so entry for the Mead Madness Cup is closed.
So it is, okay.
No one can enter I think we closed about last week, someday last week. But entries for the European Mead Makers Conference, it's still open. But just to progress with your question, if someone from United States entry mead to our competition before deadline and decide to come in, we quite open if he brings the mead by self and handle, if it's happened day before the competition start. So yeah, we quite.
So that would be on the Wednesday then.
That's going to be the Wednesday.
That would be the Monday you need to be there. Okay, because I've had some people ask me, Me, I don't know why they're asking me exactly, but
you run a competition, so obviously you know.
Well, so obviously I know how they run theirs. Yeah, of course.
You know everything, Kevin. I mean, come on, stop being, stubborn.
Yeah. So yeah, they're asking me like, how does that work? And so that's why I wanted to ask the question. I know, like for us, we can't accommodate a 1 day before kind of thing. Everything's already sorted, and we have our flights built, and we're ready to go for the Friday morning. So that'd be pretty tough. I don't know how you manage it. I am actually kind of curious about the process you would follow in order to allow somebody to bring one in the day before the competition.
I don't know if Chris is on and we can hear him better. He might be.
I can try, but I'm not sure whether you manage.
You perfect now.
So much better. So much better.
See, I haven't done absolutely anything. Just literally, we just waited it up. So anyway, right. First things first, right? Because you probably haven't heard it. I've said I will be controversial. I'm not on meat today. I poured myself a glass of San Remi's French brandy.
Nice.
After the stress of the day and the run up to the competition, you need something stronger because it's just
Polish mead doesn't knock you on your tail.
You know what I mean. But now, just coming back to the question, how do we handle? I mean, obviously, we prefer everything to be shipped beforehand, right? Any or competition organizer will tell you that because it just makes life so much easier if you get everything beforehand. But we always do some exceptions for people who are traveling with their entries from afar. So if I know that somebody from the US is gonna come over, I will, and they'll communicate with me and says, listen, right, I don't want to send it. Can I bring it? We always make that exception. So basically, we're going to process all the entries probably Tuesday, Wednesday before, or Monday, Tuesday before the competition. On Wednesday, we're going to travel to the destination. We're going to unload everything, and then I'll probably take it like 2-3 hours to process all the entries hand delivered. So it's definitely doable, but it takes a lot of coordinating, a little bit of logistical issues because I have to be aware what's coming over, what's not, and I have to tell you, right, I've been very strict a few years ago where the guys from Mexico, they brought me entries on the day of competition. I literally says, guys, too late, I said I'm in the middle of in a fly, all that. I don't have energy, I don't have time, I don't have in me to pretty much rearrange the whole competition because you were late. It's doable, but it needs to be there's a really small window where we will allow that to happen.
And you would require very good communication in order to make that.
Absolutely, I think this is the least the entrants can do, to communicate clearly with me and say, right, okay, yeah, we'll be there between, let's say, 4 and 6 or 4 and 7 or whatever. I think it's not ideal, but we are willing, to go that extra mile to allow people, because we know how difficult it is to ship alcohol. Abroad, especially from outside of EU, it's absolutely, ridiculous sometimes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I know my own personal experience because I entered, I don't know how long ago that was, probably
like 2 or 3 years ago.
2021 or 20. Yeah, it had to be around there. And my entries were stuck in customs for almost 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that because you were super frustrated about that.
Oh man, I was doing everything I could to, get them to release them, to find out what steps I needed to take, who I needed to contact, and they just kept telling me it's out of your hands.
Yeah. Never you worry, we'll take care of everything.
They did arrive the day before the competition, so they must have made it right into your little window there. And they made it in, which was great. I appreciated the accommodation. I know my friend Al Boyce, who sent some. His took 6 months to get there because they went by boat for some reason.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's bad.
And one of the things that I got to say, I applaud you guys, and we would do the same if this happened for somebody outside of the country, but you held on to those entries and put them into the competition the following year for Al.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that happened a few times where if something come in late, we why not? Why not? This is the
right. You got them
exactly. We got him. If you confident that they're not going to get spoiled within the year, then we'll just hold them and we'll just enter them free of charge next year. And it's absolutely
I was amazed. That was wonderful. I think that's a great thing to promote. That not that you want to do it, but that you're willing to do it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Like Chris said, we done that few times, and the process to take out from the costume, I think that's the biggest problems of international competition, and it's so random. People asking us, "Oh, what do you suggest? How should we ship it?" And we can tell. We think every year we think, okay, I think we get it. We know the procedure, and next year coming something different. So some parcels they just sneak through the costume without any problems, and then you got one which is stock and it's nothing what you can do. It's no information. Yeah, that's our probably the biggest problem to do with competition international.
Yeah.
But you don't really have that issue within the EU, do you?
No. So to be honest, right, just like Matt says, this is also like the thorn on my side. These the customs. The other problem we've got, some people may not be aware, right? The competition is hosted in Poland, where both me and Matt we live in UK. Okay, we actually travel to Poland specifically for the competition. We don't live there for like over 20 years, so we coordinate everything from from the UK. So also we have to rely on people on the ground to deal with these issues, and it's not always straightforward. It's not always the entrance fault, and it's not always like our bad will of we're not trying to get them out of the customs. It's just such a complex issue that there is no one thing we can just fix and it's gonna take away all the pain. It's too complicated, and sometimes honestly I'm on the edge of saying what, screw that. Let's just don't bother. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because it takes so much of our life, our times. I really wish to have multinational, multi-continental entries, but it's so difficult, honestly.
I understand. We're kind of wondering how things are going to go for us this year because the new U.S. administration has changed all kinds of rules across the board, and we don't know what to expect anymore. So we're going to see how that goes.
To be honest, the future for Mead Madness Cup, what we see in far future, it's just do a different competition in different continent. So we got our European, which is the main. Last year we tried first one in Mexico. It is some ideas doing something in Asia as a brand. So that big shipping will not happen as often. But like I said, that's just that's the future, which is only in the ideas for now.
Mm-hmm. So one of the other questions I have for you, and I know other people have asked me as well, is how do you set up your categories and subcategories? They seem to somewhat mirror the BJCP guidelines that those of us in the United States are accustomed to seeing. Is that where you started, and have you diverted a little bit from that or expanded? What's the status there?
Okay, so Chris, may I take it this?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, take this one. No worries.
Thank you. So yeah, you touched the subject, which is what we want to talk as well today, which is MJP, Mead Judging Programme, which is based on the European Mead Judging. And we have to remember every competition got different category. Doesn't matter you followed BJCP or MJP, the competition could get different category. But yes, in Europe we create, as a European Mead Makers Association, we create a couple of years ago Mead Judging Programme, and the first years they was based on BJCP. The reason why we create that, it was so difficult to do it exam on a mead from BJCP in Europe. It was either you have to go to United States or you have to bring one of the international or high judges to do it exam in Europe. So European Mead Makers Association decided, okay, we got so many good mead makers on a European mead conference. Why we not create our own program? So first year we just adopted what BJCP do. We done small exam, we done small course with the evaluation of mead, with some Daltonist test, which is we call when you have to recognize the flavors, and that was the first year. About 3 years ago, MJP start evolve, and we got small difference. The main difference I will say, we got something which is called pomelo mead. It's not sizer anymore, like BJCB do it, because on that category we got everything which is close to apple, which is we have pears, we got of course apple and things like that, and there's few small other changes, but mainly they are very similar. And another big change, another big difference is in MJP you judging in a 50 points, not 100 scale points. That's the main difference.
Okay, well, that's true for the BJCP as well. It's a 50-point scale.
50-point scale on the BJCP. We score on the 100. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you went the other way. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I said that. Yeah. So yeah, and small different on the categories. Chris, what else? What different in the categories we have?
You mentioned palm fruits. I think the other big change in the last couple of years was to do a bit of a split in the methaglins category. Because obviously, as in the BJCP, you've got M3A, M3B, the fruit and the spice and spice, herbal and vegetable. So, and also in that category, there are always, the coffee, chocolate, capsicums, chili, all that stuff. Now, what we recognize in Europe, that these meads, these wonderful meads with chocolate or chili or coffee, they were always winning. Right, because you could do like a mediocre chocolate and the raspberry, or coffee and cherry, right? And they were beaten, like the lavender, the thyme, the whatever, right? So, the decision
was like a cheat code.
Yeah, exactly. So what we did, right, in Europe, we actually took out the chili, chocolate, coffee, nuts and seeds out of the methaglins, and we create the M3C category. So as long as there's one of those ingredients is in, this is like it's another category. Is it going to evolve even further? Perhaps we'll see. But at least we gave kind of like a bit of a chance to those wonderful, delicate methaglins, which otherwise they would be just like lost in a jungle of the chocolate and coffee. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they're wonderful, they're great. I love coffee mead, I love chocolate mead, but the lighter versions of methaglins, they couldn't stand the chance. And another one is a Bochet. We recognize the Bochet because again, that was more of a observation of the meat scene. So many people started to make the Bochets that we thought, what, why not introduce this as a special category in M4? So this is in the special meat. I think it's M4E in MJP. So yeah, the Bochet meat had its own, and the last but not least, the session. I know in BJCP there's no such thing as a session meat as a category; it's only as a strength. But in MJP there is a special M4S session, and in my personal opinion, I think that category it's gonna expand, and soon we'll be seeing the traditional sessions, fruit sessions, and so on and so on. Because I think this is how the meat's evolving nowadays anyway.
Mm-hmm. I've been looking at your categories here. I also see experimental, which is, of course, something the BJCP has. How do you define experimental in the context of your competition?
So experimental, it's two things, right? It's either the use of any unfermented, different than honey fermentables, which is, I think, is pretty similar, or the same like in BJCP. So obviously all the molasses, the agave syrup, maple syrups, all that stuff. And the other one is to use any unusual methods or ingredients. So, for example, the smoking ingredients like smoked apples, prunes, using of the barrels, which were some heavy spirits like maybe peated whiskies, things which are definitely changing the profile of the mead.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris just remind me another quite big difference between BJCP and MGP is the historical mead. And I saw some competition in the US. They start doing that as well, because what we classificate as a historical mead in the MGP is not just Polish and maTEJ. It's any mead which is historical, recognized recipe or tradition, and we accept a mead which is being used on the ingredients available on that area. For example, in historical mead you will not find chipotle Trójniak, because in Poland traditional we don't have chipotle, or we don't we don't accept dwójniak with mango. That's not historical mead in MGP, and in my opinion that makes big sense to follow that ingredients, because that this rules, because it's never gonna find in Poland mango or habanero or pineapple, and we saw meats like that in many competition.
I don't see a historical category listed on your website.
No, and the reason is because obviously MGP is one thing, okay, but as Matt says at the very beginning, the competitions, they kind of sometimes creating their own rules. So we've decided, well, in Mead Madness Cup, not to have that category. Because it's virtually impossible to prove it, and we don't have time or energy to investigate each recipe and check in, so and also, let's be frank, okay, anything which is in the historical category you can't categorize elsewhere. It will find its space somewhere else. But what we did put, it's a special category for Polish sweet meat, predominantly like dwójniaks and półtoraks. So if any of the mead makers, the meaderies want to submit to the Polish mead category, that's absolutely fine. We still obviously have traditional sweet and all that, but it's kind of like we want to say thank you for the Polish mead makers. And if you're doing some fantastic dwójniak, which is technically maybe fruity mead, but it's not the Polish style. It's Polish style. If you know. So that's why we thought, what? Why not just do that? And each year we having quite a few of those półtoraks, those dwójniaks, those heavy sweet, the one which normally you wouldn't drink that much. So that's why we don't really have in Mead Madness historical category.
Great, thanks.
But MGP. Sorry, Vicky. MGP is coming to US. Hopefully, we're gonna visit. Me and Chris personal. We're gonna visit the US in October. That's our plan. We're gonna provide first ever US course and exam for MGP, and that's gonna be. So far, it's gonna be Indiana and Connecticut. So. At the moment we on a schedule when we try find potential participants. So if someone would like to join, that's the best time to join. And if we get enough people, then we travel through the pond and bring MGP to US, because BJCP, as good it is and good as good was for the basic, I think they are much slower to adapt any changes in the mead world. They are good, but no perfect. But MGP, I think we kind of react much quicker and answer for expectation from the market as well.
That'll be nice. Indiana is very, very close to me. So
how close? Because in Indiana we have Manik Midri in Crown Point, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the place where we're gonna do.
I figured, that's about 5 hours from me. So,
yeah.
Are you gonna do the exam when the Mead Festival is going on that same weekend, or some other time?
mead festival where in our
Manic has Mead Festival. The Sugar Belt Mead Festival is the third week in May, I think.
No, we come in October.
Okay, you're coming in later in the year. Okay.
Yeah, we coming in October. I tell you exactly. I have to check my calendar.
I think it's first in Connecticut and the third or fourth in
Indiana.
If someone would like to get more information, if you go to Mead Judging Programme, double M on program, there is the post about the US course, and yes, it is. I have a look. I think we haven't announced yet the date, but yeah, it is the end of October. I'll let you know, and as soon as we finish, I have to double check. We got Connecticut and we got Indiana, and in Connecticut, I think we got nearly fully booked. I think it's been quite Bob doing an awesome job up there to bring more people, and I know his plan is not just do it course, it's something else, like meat sharing battles, things like that. So it's gonna be small fest up there, but
obviously
that'll be fun.
Yeah, obviously Bobby's doing always a great job, to talking to people, behind the scenes and kind of like I do a little scouting for us. But there's also Paul Hazlett, who's heavily involved in that. They both actually coming to Poland in a couple of weeks' time, so we'll have a time to catch up and probably to talk some details. And in Indiana, I believe it's John Allison. I think on Facebook he's coming as a Simon Kowalski. But yeah, I call him Little John because he's like 7 foot high. He's 7 foot tall.
He's a big boy.
He certainly is, yeah. He traveled to Poland with Sandy a couple of years ago, and it was such a funny,
yeah,
view.
Yeah, he'll actually be here, and so will Sandy in a few weeks with me.
Oh, great! Yeah. Say hello to him.
Yeah.
Will do, definitely.
So, I remember first time we met John, it was actually on Mazer in Kansas, and I think he came with Annie Zipser, and that was even funnier to observe.
Yeah,
she's obviously Annie's like I don't know, like 5'2" or something.
Right,
she's tiny. Yeah.
Yep, Annie and Jeff will be here too. So we're bringing them all in.
Absolutely, yeah, love Annie. So
yeah, she's amazing.
So let's talk a little about the European Mead Makers Conference. Tell us what the program is, how you run it, what you have going on.
Right. Okay. So like I said, first day, which is the 19th of February, it's the competition. So lots of hard work, lots of to do. We got about 19 judges plus the stewards who gonna work on that. So big group to take care of that. And that should start on early morning till about 4 or 5 o'clock, depends how judges work. And 7:30 on the evening, we have sharing bottle dinner when people coming to the hotel restaurant, because we do everything in the one hotel. So that's very convenient. So nice. Competition is one room. Then Vicky is actually different since you've been.
I know. Poznan was sort of the get it figured out. What city are you guys in this year?
Krakow. Krakow is the second time with Krakow. What we do it now is we try change town in Poland every 3 years. So it's the second time in Krakow. Probably next year gonna be Krakow 2, and then we're gonna move. Possible to Poznan, because we would like to do it 10th conference again in the Poznan as a kind of celebration. Mm-hmm. So that should be nice. But yeah, on the evening we got sharing bottle dinner. 20th of February, same again. early morning judging. Chris can tell, I think we got 2 groups of judging. So one group judging on the morning, another group judging on the evening. So judges are quite fresh. We don't want to, overpower them with work. And on the evening, again, same dinner. And then it's coming conference on Saturday, 21st. And and what we have on the conference, we got 2 rooms. One room is lectures only in English with Polish translation, but it's the translation on the headphones, so not disturbing. And second room is only for Polish language, but it's also more basic knowledge about mead. So we try involve new people to the mead world by that room. We tried that last year and was quite popular. Actually, some lecture was more popular than the English room. So yeah, we got 2 rooms. We got section where we got exhibition, which is like some producers of equipment, some yeast producers, some meaderies. So you can chat a little bit about business as well. And that's go through the all day. People coming, going, coming to the lectures, which is the interesting. If they want to leave, they can leave. Go to the Krakow. Krakow is very beautiful town to see it. And on the evening, that's nearly we done, but we still got lots of things to do on the backstage. Is award ceremony, which is the main event, which is I will say quite.
Well, I'm going to jump in. It's a pinnacle of the whole 3 days of celebration of mead. This is definitely the place to be. If you couldn't make it on a Thursday, Friday, if you couldn't make it to judge and to experience that, at least come in for Saturday, the full day of lectures and networking, and in the evening it's a true celebration of mead. We have like 3 competitions where we need to award the medals, because you may not be aware, but we also started doing the honey competition. So it's a Honey Madness Cup, and then obviously we've got a Mead Madness professional Mead Madness home. So overall, there's probably like 200 plus medals. And a lot of these people who win in medals, right, they actually are in the building, and they are coming to accept these awards. And it's a fantastic, it's obviously it's a bit more formal. It's in the form of like the gala dinner, but this is the pinnacle. This is the event of the year.
Yeah, and about program, the whole program you can find on our website, actually, because I can go through every lecture what we do it, but our website emconference.com, and we got quite few lectures from all over the Europe, plus few guests from United States. Bob do it. Well, he not do it lecture, but he is part of the discussion panel. The quest for the perfect meat, how we do and how we get there. And on that panel, we got Bob, we got Christopher Pruitt from US too. We got Danik Stial from Netherlands. He's our head judge, but also multi-medalist mead maker. And we got Gert Smet from the Belgium. So that's quite interesting, and all good experienced mead makers. But like I said, all program is on our website if you want to get more details. We try find the lectures from all over the world. So yeah, this year we got the guy from Norway, Stian Krok. We got girl from Lithuania, Rasa. Of course, we got someone from Portugal and Poland. We got Kwan from Korea. From Hungary, you got Janusz Toplisz. And from Poland, Mateusz Szydłowski, which is work from one of the biggest Polish meadery. And then we got Polish room, but I will skip that because I think it's just for Polish this time.
Because it's in Polish.
Polish. I know, Vicky, you try
I
speaking a
tried
bit in
so
Polish, but
hard. Yeah.
I think lecture gonna be too much for you. Sorry for that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I managed a few phrases. You know, it's just no. I can do Spanish, I can do French, I can do Romance languages I can figure out, but boy, we start getting into the Slavic
Vicky,
languages and I can't do it.
I'm sure you know how to order some pierogies.
Pretty much that, and I learned how to say thank you and where's the bathroom. And
So but let me just quickly, the idea of the Polish room, because obviously the clues in the name. The idea of the Polish room was that there was a growing group of the beekeepers who were thinking about maybe we should start the secondary income and try to convert some of the honey into mead.
Nice.
Well, I don't know how it looks in America, but in Europe there is a bit of a, I don't want to say crisis, but there is a bit of a problem with selling honey because obviously of Europe being flooded with the cheap fake honey from elsewhere. So the beekeepers are struggling. If they don't want to undersell themselves, then obviously they have to think about other ways to use that fantastic product. So transfer it in the mead is like a natural progression. And because obviously it's a kind of growing trend, we noticed that a lot of people actually come into the conference and they try to find some answers. They try to network with people, but some of them sometimes they don't speak great English, and obviously our lectures are predominantly in English, and also sometimes they lack of that basic knowledge. So to answer that, we introduced the Polish room, where the lectures are a bit more basic. They're not for everybody. Obviously, if somebody's like experienced mead maker, they're not going to probably appreciate or benefit much from that lecture. But these, the newbies, they absolutely will, and it's predominantly for them. So this is the whole idea behind it. How two separate rooms, and also it kind of help us to split the crowd a little bit, so not everybody sitting in the same room at the same time. It just makes it a bit more more relaxed. More cushy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think that's a great idea.
All right, I think we've covered most of the basics. I want to go back to competition from a judging standpoint. And I know a few people who have attended and talked to them a little bit. And I believe one or more of them told me that you tend to use a 3-person panel approach to the judging, and only one of them is actually writing out commentary. Is that accurate?
Yes. So this is the approach we took for quite a few years now. Whether it's 2-person panel or 3-person panel, depending. I'll try not to have more than 4 people at the table because it's just too crowded.
Right.
But yes, we found this. But it works for us better to actually have one secretary of the table who will take notes and provide the feedback to the entrants, because we found out it stimulates the discussion a bit more. Yes, we could allow, because we obviously we do have tools for that. It's not a problem. We can allow each judge to judge on their own, and then they just have to agree on a score. But we found it's actually more beneficial to have this discussion as and when we judging. So they kind of working as a team, and collectively they will fill in that form, which one of the judges, one of the secretary will only type it in. So this is probably the biggest difference between our competition and let's say Mazer or to be honest, I haven't been in many competition in US, but I know Mazer Cup. That's the way we were judging a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Most of the US comps that I've been to do each individual judge.
Right.
Sorry, I don't think there's a way, it's a right or wrong way. It's just different, and and I don't feel bad of being different.
No, there's
you shouldn't. It's I mean, as long as the competitors are getting good, thorough feedback on their meads. And I mean, there's like you say, there's really not a right or a wrong. I mean, we did it this way because we started out doing it this way, and that hasn't
I can
changed.
See certainly one benefit right out of the gate here, and that is that when you have discussion,
Exactly.
more things are brought up than you might hit on by yourself, right?
Mhm.
People say things and you're like, oh yeah, that's it. And then,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
then you follow another path into some other nuance that you want to document. Now,
There's one more thing which I think is quite beneficial, especially for the less experienced judges. Because let's face it, if you've judged 20 or 30 competitions in your life, and you got a really well trained palate, and you know what the competition is all about, it's easy for you. Yeah, you just literally you taste it, smell it, boom boom, quickly put some comments, constructive, and you're done, and. But these people who are not as experienced, they have to learn somewhere, and I think it's this fantastic
It's not like
way.
we have at school.
No, exactly, and I think it's this fantastic way of them to actually work with the more experienced judge at the same table. They observe them, they learn from them. Will they get influenced by them? Perhaps a little, but there are people with some quite strong opinions. So obviously, they always
and that is the downside to it. Yes.
Well, but then on the other hand, you also, I mean, and I know you've seen this, Kevin. Even with each judge individually doing their own thing and not discussing until after they've made their notes and set their scores. There's still some very strong personalities that get in there.
No question about it. But very strong opinions or personalities can overwhelm the less confident and experienced judges who may, in fact, have better palates.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So you lose the benefit of those better palates in the face of obstructionism, if you will, from really strong personalities that just have to dominate everything in the room. So, there's good and bad on both sides. I mean, I do like the appeal of the discussion because I really do think you can pick out more nuances. And I find that idea is very appealing to me, at least.
Yeah. I found it, having been, I judged at the first Mead Madness Cup, and we did the 3 people and the group discussion thing. And I found it very appealing. It helped me broaden, because I'm coming in and I'm judging meads that are using that are standards that I was not necessarily completely familiar with,
Sure.
and that and it helped for that. And then the 2 judges that I happened to be set up with were newer to the judging field, and I would assume that they like working with somebody who had been doing it a while. So, there's a lot of potential benefits, and I think there's going to be drawbacks to any way that you do it, really.
Of course.
Yeah. But I liked it. I thought it was nice, and I got to know some people I didn't know. So that was lovely too.
Becky, that's exactly what I want to say next. Is another aspect which is maybe not quite connect with the competition, but with the meads community. It's also social aspect of that. Many of them people sit on the table, they just met each other. Yeah, of course you might be came before, but it stimulates discussion and also kind of I would say like cooperation, teamwork. And after judging full fly together, when you have to discuss, you have to learn from each other. Some people might be recognize that honey as a like buckwheat from Poland is totally different than buckwheat from US. So you can the judge from Poland can explain the US judge. Oh, you see, that's our buckwheat. Yeah, that's a profile what we expect, and stimulate discussion and also some kind of friendship and social aspects for the future. So that's why I think in our event, our greatest feedback is lots of people coming back. Pretty much everyone who stepped to the conference, they want to come back. Of course, not everyone can afford it coming every year, but
except Bob. Bobby can.
Bob can, Chris and Karen Prudes from US coming every year.
They come pretty much every year. Yeah.
We got guy who's coming from South Korea.
Yeah, you.
4 years.
Kwan.
Yeah,
Kwan.
Kwan.
4 years in a row. Last year we got a guy from Australia, and he dreaming to come back. He can afford it this year, but I'm sure he gonna come back next year.
Oh, I'm dreaming to come back too. So it's just not.
So-
I'm rebuilding my father's house, so I don't have any money.
Well,
Yeah,
Vicky,
good.
I hope if we not see on next Mead Madness Cup, I hope so. We're gonna see in October in Indiana, and I just found
Yeah.
out date is the 2nd of October and the 4th of October.
Okay. Yeah,
'Cause
I'll
yeah,
get up
Vic-
with some people and coordinate a group. See if we can't get several people.
Will be
coming.
amazing because we need participants. If we don't have enough participants, we will not be able to come in. The course, yes, it is costly, but it's all day with the lunch. But also,
Bottle share.
we don't
Yay.
we yeah, but we don't make money. We just we just want to come in, not spend our own money for that, but just celebrate the mead world and teach people.
Yeah. Well, and it'll be really interesting for people that
and
can
what
then
we
say
do.
they have international certification as
Well,
mead judges, both in the US and in Europe, and it's like, hey, this is all right.
If someone is real into mead, he will enjoy because the course is all day, but it's not just for mead is of course our main focus, but we also do lots of exercises to train the palate. Like we give samples of the flavors, samples of aromas, things like that. So it is lots of theory, but it's also lots of practical exercises, which is make this course very active and time fly by 6-7 hours of the course, but before you find out it's over.
Yeah. Well, it sounds interesting. I'll plan on coming down because, as I say, that is quite accessible for me. It's really not very far at all. So
You don't
at
want
least
to
not by US standards anyway.
You don't want to come to Europe, we come to you.
There you go. I appreciate that. I really do.
So
Believe me, I wanted to come very badly, but it just was not in my future this year.
I of course I believe you. I that's why we can come in every year to you in the US. We understand that.
No, but Vicky, definitely overdue a visit in Poland.
Oh, absolutely.
That was 2019, wasn't it? The last time.
Well, yeah, I came for the first one, and
so,
in fact, you had me speak at the conference, which was wonderful, and we got to go to that great beer festival after, which was really great.
So actually, technically, it was the second one because the first one was in 2018.
Oh, 2018.
But the 2019 was the first one where the Mead Madness, we did the commercial entries as well as the home entries, and it was that's when it's actually all took off, and then the COVID hit, so we had to skip a year of the conference, and then we moved from autumn into the spring. So we moved from October into February, so technically it's winter, I guess. We did it 3 times in Warsaw. Now the 2 times in Krakow. This is the second time. We're gonna keep it in Krakow probably for another year, and then we'll make a decision. But anyway, right? Let me finish on the MJP because we've got a couple of informations here, which I'm just if you're okay, I'm just read them out, which Bobby and Paul and John supplied. So in Indiana, the venue is going to be the Manic Middery in Crown Point. If you want the contact details of somebody in the US, so the John Allison is your best bet. I think he even made an email specifically for that purpose, which is johnmjpindiana@gmail.com. If anybody want to reach out to him. He also uses Elias on Facebook, Simon Kowalski, as I mentioned before, and he's quite happy for people just to reach to him privately and get any information.
Why don't you tell people how much they should expect to pay for that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. I think we're still in the discussion, but it's going to be somewhere probably in the region of $130 maybe to $150 for the full day course.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that yet. There's
Okay.
still a lot of details to be polished. But it shouldn't be more than
Yeah, we're not much involved to the financial way, so the best way is to contact directly to the John from Indiana or from Paul to the Connecticut.
Well, if there are any potential sponsors listening, if you want to pay for the whole group, we'll do it for free. You know, just get us there, and we'll be happy to do it pro bono. And then in Connecticut, for more information and registration, you can contact Paul Hazlett. His email is paul.hazlett@gmail.com. You also use the Venmo, or whatever Venmo is. I think that's for the payments, isn't it? In PayPal. And the venue in Connecticut is going to be Dragonfire Meadery in Coventry.
Oh, okay. Dragonfire. I don't know that.
And I know also John planned doing some BJCAP exams Saturday, because we come on Sunday to Indiana, but on Saturday, day before, it's gonna be BJCP examined as well. So that journey is not just journey for the MGP, it's also lots of other things, because that's the BJCP exam, maybe some short lectures, meat tasting, things like that. That's what John planned in Indiana. And I know in Connecticut they also plan some sharing bottles event, and we plan doing some Polish meat tasting as well. So when you come in, you not just come in for the lessons and exam, you do it something.
Well, let's put it this way. The Kings of Mead are coming to US, right? It's going to be the celebration of mead.
we saw protest, you know, you don't want a Kings anymore. But yeah, we coming.
Yeah, it'll be good to see you guys.
Oh, it will be amazing, Vicky. It will be amazing.
Yeah. I can get to Indiana. I just can't get to Poland right now.
Because you moved from North Carolina a couple of years ago.
Yes, I am now living in Michigan, up in the northern part of the country. Yeah. So that is, and I moved into the house my father built, which is 50 years old, and have, since I moved in here, been fixing it up because it's old. And there were lots of broken things. So we need to.
It's not old, it's retro.
Yeah. No, we were talking. It was bad. we were beyond retro. Okay, this is not like Europe. This is not like European old. Okay, this is.
Yeah, but there's you can use so many different, like, rustic, shabby chic. There's.
Well, I don't know about the chic, but we definitely got the shabby. So. Yeah, this house was very much US 70s chic. So funny colored carpeting. I got orange countertops. That's all changing. I'm not an ultra modern person, and in fact I'm using oldish sorts of things in doing this, but it's all going to be new oldish sorts of things. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, unfortunately that eats all of
easy.
Yeah, it eats all my money, so that's why I haven't been going much of anywhere except short trips with my little RV to go camping or something around here. So
mind me asking, how's your the meat collection? Because I've heard that your cellar was always like well stocked up with bottles and bottles. Is that still going strong, or are you kind of like running supplies thin?
No, I have a pretty good collection. When we moved, it took an entire trailer load for all of the mead. And that was one of those utility type trailers that like electricians use and things, and or a small lorry box truck kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So and I got cursed by everybody that was helping me load it, and and we got it here. But yeah, I'm sitting at right around 700-800 bottles, cans, and so forth.
Nice.
So, yeah, and they go, every time I go somewhere, like every time I go to a beekeeping club meeting or teach a class, I take meads with me. So I'll be doing that for a while. I've got to figure out who's going to inherit that when I die, because it's getting to be something I'm going to have to think about. But I'm excited that you guys are doing so well. I think this is great.
Yeah, it's growth. So so fast. And well, this year technically got less. First year when we got less meat than we got last year, because last year I think we got 850. When this year we got, that's funny number, 777 meats in the competition of Mead Madness Cup 2026. So yeah, it's still quite high number. It's also a little bit of our fault because first time we put cap for the entries, so no one can enter more. And yeah, we have few crazy meat makers in Poland and Europe when they do it more than 15. So I think if we take that off, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I think because the Mead Makers Cup didn't happen this year, we're still the largest in the world.
Yeah, they're on break. They're doing some reconfigurating and making some things different. Suppose we had heard that they might be bringing back the conference and more educational type things, like what you guys are doing with the EMMA stuff. So I don't know for sure because I'm not involved with the Mazer anymore, but other than as a judge, but it'll be interesting to see how it comes out. Kevin is one of the people that, well, at least not this year, but usually is the one running the Valkyrie's Horn, which is also a large U.S. competition.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be about 550 this year.
That's a big number.
That's a really nice number, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of any much bigger, and it gets a lot harder to handle. That's another thing, as you guys have grown and you're almost up to 800 or whatever. That's a lot of bottles to handle.
Oh, absolutely. But obviously, handling bottles is one thing, but also the design this competition and put it into the judges' flies, split it the categories and all that. It's a lot of work. And a couple of years ago, we were just above 600 entries, I think, or close to 700. I thought I'll reach the limit. I says I cannot handle anymore. I said that's it. If we're not going to improve some processes, I will. That's it. I'm going to put a cap or something because I cannot handle more than 700. And we did some improvements. And then, funny enough, the year after we hit 857. And it was much easier than the year before because of the improvements we put behind the scenes. So yeah, because you guys probably don't realize, but we have our own judging system, which was designed from scratch. We don't use BAP, we don't use anything else. It's just our own, and it takes good few years to actually develop it to the point where it's working for us as it should.
But yeah, it's helped massively because all judges get accounts since they send since they finish evaluate the meat. We see the results system. Add everything. We know who's win, who's go to the final round. Make our life much easier. But still lots of to do. And from my perspective, when I'm running Chris running the competition, but I run all others, it's also costly. Many times people asking, entry fee, you probably make lots of money. No, we don't make money. It's so much cost to logistically to get judges, to feed them, because whoever come to the competition, we have to feed them. And if you think, okay, if feed one person is not the problem, but we feed over 100 people every day just to to evaluate meat, that's coming to the big deal, and that's all things which have to be added. So end of day, it's our passion, and we try to do it our best. It's still lots of work to do, but yeah, we can do it that for free. That's
I understand. We don't make money.
No, you have to make money to keep it going.
Well, we have to have enough to pay the bills.
Right.
That's our goal. Yeah. There's no profit in it.
No, there isn't. No, but you need to make enough so that you can also for the next year, there's upfront costs that have to be dealt with. And
yes.
if you don't have any left over at the end of the competition, then you got a problem.
Yes, because then you have to, sign the deal with hotel. Hotel expect you make payment, at least some part of payment before the competition and conference start. So details like that. Yes, you have to make some profits to keep that for the next years. And yes, I'm not lying. We end of the competition, we get some profit for our owns. It's not massive and it's not really big one enough to pay for the work what we do, but believe me, on the stage when we are now, without that small profit, when we take time off from the work and we don't make money on our main jobs, it's necessary. We have to make something.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a real quick question. Do you bring bottles to the table, or are you bringing cups with labels or something like that?
No. I don't like competition when they bring the bottles. In our competition, it's every sample is double coded, so they get own ID when they entry, and then we change that ID manually by self, and they get new ID. So even if you
double blind.
Double blind, exactly. So even for us as an organizer, if we try push some meat for the believe me, we have questions sometimes. If we try push some meats to get medals, it will be so much work to do it behind to cover everything. It's not worth it at all. And I didn't say it's not possible, but we not play. And bringing bottles to the table, like me and Chris, we so experienced judges. In Europe, we probably could recognize meat by the bottle without seeing by the shape, by the shape of the bottle without recognize the label, and that's why we try evolve everything going in the back room. We got separate back room, over 10 stewards working up there, and the judges only get samples of the meats with the coded samples. Yeah, with coded labels.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I like that. That's it works.
What's your opinion about bringing bottle to the table?
Oh, I don't like it at all.
Me neither, because it's very much like you said. You can often, if they bring the bottle, especially on the commercial side.
We know that gorgeous blue one is Redstone's,
right. Yeah. So, there's it's, you don't want to know who it is. And, with the home stuff, it just gets complicated because there's all kinds of.
It does. Yeah. All kinds of weird shapes that are hard to handle and store, which we still get anyway, because we allow any bottle format, which I think you guys do as well.
Yes.
So for us, that's a challenge. Most of the competitions in the U.S. insist on 12-ounce long neck beer bottles because they're uniform, right? So it makes it easy to handle. We don't do that. But it can actually work as a detriment to the competitor as well. We have in the past received mead in mason jars. And I can tell you with absolute confidence that if we delivered a mason jar to the table for the judges, they would probably just lose 10 points out of the gate, whether they're supposed to or not, because of the presentation. It's like, well, somebody didn't take the time to handle this properly. They must not know what they're doing.
Somebody's really, really new, or they broke their corker. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, the fact that we don't deliver that to the table works in their favor because all they see is the finished mead in a cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And, also sometimes you may have like a sediment in the bottom of the bottle.
Right.
And then judges, to be honest, right, they should be interested only in what's in the glass in front of them. Forget about what's in the bottle. So I'm definitely on the same side with you guys. I absolutely, I wouldn't say I despise competitions where they bring the bottles on the table. It's just it's not fair. It's not fair.
I mean, it's easy, especially for smaller comps. It's easy. You don't need as many people to handle all of the bottles and deal with it. That's
Kevin, small competition that's make easier to handle on the back. So
yeah, I know, but it's just it takes a lot of volunteers to make these things work, and that's a big part of the difficulty in running a comp. It's a lot of people and a lot of handling.
Yeah, my main experience with competitions has been in the pouring room, and it's exciting when the bottles are interesting, or because we're in Denver exploding because of pressure differences.
Yeah, you get that too, and so that's another advantage to not putting the bottles out. I can tell you from having judged at the national level multiple times, opening a bottle and having it gush and the cap hits the ceiling, that is not good for the entrant.
No, been there, done that, got a t-shirt.
Stained the t-shirt.
Not to mention the occasional risk, I've had bottles where the neck broke off when somebody tried to remove the cap.
Yeah.
It's complicated, but we do it because we love it.
Yeah. We do.
Mostly happen on the home competition, they more
mostly.
Random. I always said, the commercial, they are kind of same level, up and down, like smoothly. When in a home competition, you got real bad to real amazing, and the scale is just huge, and everything can happen in a home competition.
Right. The range is a lot bigger, but you still get re-fermentation in the bottle from commercial meaderies all the time, unfortunately.
In Europe, not as often, or if it is
not as often.
It's not as strong as well. So it's Petilian, so things like this. So,
Does Europe have regulations about whether you have to stabilize your meads before you put them in the bottle?
You mean chemical stabilization?
Or
pasteurization?
Pasteurization. Is there any regulation about that before these things can be sold?
No, it also depends on the country's regulation, because I know some countries, they don't allow chemicals. Like I think in Korea, they're not allowed any sulfides. But yeah, it's obviously, I know a lot of Americans think Europe is one country. It's not, and each country's got their own regulations. But so I couldn't possibly speak about every single one. But as far as we're concerned, in Europe, there isn't such a regulation that they have to go one or the other way, or none of them.
That is absolutely fair, and I'm sorry I lumped all of Europe together, because I always get lumped into being American too. So, but yeah, I think here every province is different in how it approaches stabilization. Some of them care, some of them don't. Some of them require it. So
yeah.
I was just curious if there were regulations like that there.
Yeah, I mean, in America, even like shipping of alcohol differs from state to state, doesn't it? Because some states don't allow shipping. So it's crazy to think about it. It's a one country, but in theory, it's a 50 states, isn't it?
Well, that's why it's called United States, right?
Yeah.
True. Clues in the name.
Not really united.
Well, it's supposed to be.
The good news. Good news.
Like all those rules, they're not uniform, so it's not united in that respect.
Well, and that happened as a result of, at least from the alcohol law perspective, that happened as a result of their attempt to ban all alcohol.
Yeah, right.
And that failed miserably. And then when people gave up and it came back, every state instituted their own stuff. So I mean, it's like that. I mean, I don't know how the EU is, but are the rules different for shipping in Belgium versus France, or Poland versus, Poland's not in the EU, are they? No, they're not.
They are. They are there.
They are. Oh, okay. Ukraine isn't. That's right. Yeah. I was just thinking in terms of the fact that they still have the Polish currency.
Yeah. In Europe, we got European Union, but you don't have to get euro as a currency. So that's
okay. I did not know that. All right.
Kind of freedom for us. But yeah, as far as shipping between a European Union country, it's easy. It's no extra tax. You just shipping. Like we live in the Great Britain. After Brexit, shipping alcohol and honey from Poland to UK. I wouldn't say this is no possible, but it's so much hassle. We not do it anymore.
Yeah,
They've been just cut it from the rest of the Europe.
Yeah, I suppose
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So yeah. You got any more questions, guys?
No,
Or-
I think we've got a pretty good overview. I can get this up on all of our platforms, and
It was great. It was great to hear you. I really hope, guys, all of you, Vicky, you one day return to the European Mead Makers Conference.
I will.
But you, Kevin, AJ, just come visit. You will love it. And all our listeners, yeah, you still can book the place. I know it's late, but
Hey,
if not,
lastminute.com.
yeah.
Lastminute.com.
So you can still do it, and we will appreciate have more US guests in the conference. But if not, we coming to US 2nd and the 4th of October, Indiana and Connecticut, to bring the Mead Judging Program course and exam. So it's a great opportunity to meet us, taste some mead, and chat. All details are on the Facebook. So have a look on the Mead Judging Program Facebook.
So that's 2nd and 4th. And what's happening on the 3rd?
Traveling between Indiana and Connecticut.
No, wrong. It's my birthday.
Oh, okay. Well, then you'll be having a birthday while you're traveling between Indiana and Connecticut.
All right. Party time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to bring you a bottle for your birthday.
No,
I got
great,
birthday as well, by the way.
Yes, but is it conveniently in the middle of the time when you're going to be visiting the United States? There's the.
No, but it's going to be great if we can meet in Indiana. That'll be absolutely fantastic. It's been way too long.
Yeah, it has been. It absolutely has been. And this is the first time I've talked to you in a few years, Chris. I hear a lot of Britain in your accent now.
I mean,
maTEJ, not so much, but I'm hearing a lot of. Are you up by Liverpool somewhere?
No,
Manchester?
Manchester.
maybe?
We're Newcastle, which is like in northeast England, and they're very specific. They
are, yeah.
A bit of a twang of them, but
you do have a little, yeah. I hear it in there because I used to be able to pick those out and like what region they were in, but I've lost some of that. But it's so I was just sitting here giggling to myself because it was like I can so hear Britain in your accent.
I mean, to be honest, we live here over 20 years now, so it's like.
Well, yeah, I would hope you'd have some by now.
Well, I'm not. I'm.
No, you're retaining your Polishness. I noticed that. So.
I'm quite back to pick an accent, but.
Yeah,
I'm
nothing
happy.
wrong with that.
I'm happy where.
I tend to have the accent of where I live. So.
All right, are you that okay? I think Chris is the same. When we visited last time when we visited US, he started to speak very American accent as well. So he picked an accent very quick.
Okay.
I'm not.
Cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So, all right. Well, we'll let you guys get on to your evening, and I'll get this out there so folks can find out more about the comp in the conference, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys in the next year or two. Well, I mean, over there, I'll see you this fall over here, but
absolutely.
I'm really hope to see you in October. Really.
Yeah, that should not be a problem, really. I'm pretty sure I can find somebody to, get one of my other Michigan friends and say, "Hey, let's go to Indiana." Shouldn't be a problem.
Even if you don't want to join to our course, which is I highly recommend because it's gonna be good fun. Just come in and say hello and drink the bottle.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing that at all. So I'll have to check it out and see. Maybe I can convince my husband and we can take the trailer and go camping down there. He wanted to go to the Air Force Museum in Ohio anyway, so we'll just have to.
Oh, okay. I
Make it a
put you on the list then.
multi-stop.
You're already on the list.
Sound like a plan. Sound like a plan.
Yeah, we'll do this.
Cool. Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for having us. It's been a pleasure as always.
Likewise.
And yeah, I'll be obviously looking up for that episode to listen back what were we talking here.
Yeah.
I hope your listeners are gonna enjoy it.
I hope so too. I think they will. I'll get this thrown up on social probably later today, and it'll be on all our platforms. So.
Super.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So,
All right. Take care.
Take care. See you soon. See you.
All right, you guys.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Night. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up here.
Przyjdą kurwa przypadkowi ludzie, nie? Ale chuj, wiesz co,